to my channel, Something About Faith. I appreciate you all joining me this evening. I know I haven't done a video in a while, but things have been busy with the COVID and working from home and stuff like that. So I just wanted to drop this little message on y'all today. And the name of this video is The Narcissist is Always Competing with You. Okay, and this was something that was brought to my attention as I began to question my own dealings with narcissists. And before I get into this, please like, share, and subscribe this video, because I believe it has some pertinent information into why narcissists do the things they do. So anyway, back to the introduction to the video. So the narcissist is always competing with you. One of the things that I did find as to why the narcissist does compete with you and why they are the way they are, as far as they meet people and they're immediately targeting people. And a lot of it is a very deep sense of inadequacy and feeling like they don't measure up. And so when they run into people or they meet people, what they try to do is to assuage these feelings of inadequacy in conversating with people, meeting people, and deciphering if they can pick out a weakness of that person that they can exploit. And the feeling of self-inadequacy, or just being an inadequate person, period, or just being, a lesser than, makes them get into the mindset of, well, I need to be better at them in something. So they deal with people and hone in on what they perceive to be weaknesses. Because it's almost like saying, or it's almost like they are saying, okay, yeah, I might not be better than you, but at least I don't have this flaw. You see how I can exploit it by manipulating you and lying to you and stealing from you and, cheating on you. Look, and that's because you have a weakness that I don't have. So again, they pick their self-esteem and self-worth up out of the mud, out of the most decrepit things. This is how they gain, or they think they gain, the self-worth and self-esteem by stepping on others. So when they meet people, they're you don't know it, but they are at that moment sizing you up to some way in another prove to themselves and to you that they're better than you, and that your flaws are just so damaging that you can never amount to anything. Because that's how they win too. See, if you give up in life after you've been with them, then they're still competing. So they feel like, well, if I'm competing, I'm gonna win, which is true in a sense, because if you're taken out of the game and you stop getting out here and doing your thing based on what's happened to you, then yeah, pretty much you out of the game. So anyway, the narcissist starts to compete with anyone that they're with, relationship partners especially. And a lot of the partners of narcissists who are now, ex-partners, they always wonder, like, why did they do the things that they did? Why did they hurt me? Why did they lie? Why did they cheat? Why did they steal? Why did they manipulate me? And it is because they were competing with you. They weren't never trying to be in a partnership with you. They were trying to do everything that they felt would make you weak and less likely to compete against them and be better than them. So they forged this fake relationship out of you, or with you, right? So they get this fake relationship going. They tell you, oh, they love you, they want to be with you, and you just the person. And the reality is they are competing. They are competing with you, looking for ways to weaken you, looking for ways to exploit you, so that they can say to themselves and others, oh, she wasn't this, she wasn't that, he wasn't this, he wasn't that. Because in their own minds, they think, well, you couldn't have been that smart. You couldn't have been smarter than me, because look how I outsmarted you. Look how I used you. Look how I manipulated you. You couldn't be too smart, Miss PhD. You couldn't be too smart, Miss College Degree, or Mr. Engineer, or Mr. Doctor, or Mr. Lawyer. You couldn't be too smart. So just depending on what they feel that their inadequacy is, a lot of times it's to prove a point. They have, for whatever reason, sometimes they have been, diagnosed with a learning disorder early in age and have always felt inadequate. Sometimes they have been abused by their parents, which also makes them feel that they're stupid or inadequate in the way of being smarter than anyone else. So when they meet people and they forge friendships or they forge relationships, it is to compete. This is how they get their self-esteem. The only thing is that this a lot of times backfires on them, because when you're picking your self-esteem up from the dirt, from the mud, you are not really gaining self-esteem. You're not. Because now you got this person after you and wanting to kick your ass and hurt you for what you've done, or not wanting anything to do with you and exposing you as a fake and a liar. But now your self-esteem is even lower because you had to stoop that low to get it. Okay, one of the principles that I am going to discuss with you all today in regards to this video, so you can kind of get a hang of it. Again, I am a motivational speaker and transformational coach. So I want to talk to you all about, again, the law of attraction and why this does not work for the narcissist as far as competing with others just to prove they're not stupid or to prove that they're smart, and this constant competitive streak. The feelings of inadequacy eat them alive, right? And so the law of attraction is that what you think about yourself, you attract. And so that goes around to my first video where I said where the narcissist runs from, the karma they create, they end up running right into it. So the law of attraction works in the same way, which is that what you think of yourself is what you attract. Now, they may attract good, decent people, but because of their competitive nature and their deep sense of inadequacy, which again, law of attraction comes into, because your perspective about yourself is what you will attract. So what they do is they attract good people, right? But then they do something fucked up to them, right? And when that happens, the individuals stop dealing with them, stop being with them, write them off. And their self-worth and all of the feelings of feeling that they were better than you disappear very quickly when you cut them off permanently. And you'll see a lot of the narcissists want to remain friends after it's over, or they want to come back and in and out of your life. And you're never supposed to catch on to this, because remember, they're competing, and they're competing for, being smarter than you, being better than you in every way. Okay, so this is where a lot of the stealing from you comes from, the lying, to you, the manipulation of forming your whole life around them, and then, dumping you, and, it's to keep you out of the game, so to speak. Because see, if they know what's going on, but you don't know what's going on, then they could be reaching for all of this good shit, and then your ass is stuck somewhere, wherever the hell they told you to be stuck, and wherever the hell they told you to wait until they got there type deal thing, right? So that's their dirty way, their underhanded way of competing. Now, normal people compete by being good people, you know, providing stability for themselves to make themselves good candidates for partnership. That's normal people, not the narcissist. Narcissist is incapable of that, and they know that. And so when they meet people, they're immediately competing. What you don't know is that when they meet you and deal with you and form your so-called relationship, friendship, whatever you have with them, business partnership, whatever, they're competing for the next step. You don't even know that. They're competing to be with the next person. They already know that they're going to fuck things up with you based on their past situations, that they fuck up relationships. They fuck them up because they cannot stop competing, you know, in such a dirty, nasty way. And again, law of attraction comes into it because, like I said, what you are running from, you run right into. So your deep sense of inadequacy, even though you're supposed to be with your partner in a relationship, you competing against them like you ain't even with them. You still want to be better than them. And then when they get to feeling this high from having you in their lives and you know, doing a lot of things for them, loving on them, treating them, I'm better than you, right? Because they feel like they tricked you into loving them. And the reason why they have such less respect for you and they do that is because they feel like you believed that I'm something that I'm not. And inside of themselves, they smirk, they scoff. I got you to believe I was this person and I'm really not. Which actually borders on psychopathy, to be very honest. But a majority of them get that good feeling that they are receiving good treatment for something that they aren't even. So they belittle you in their minds. Oh, look, she's stupid. He's stupid. He don't even know. She don't even know, you know, what I really am, what I really do, and you know, how I really ain't shit. Also, part of this thing that really drives their urge to compete, I'm going to be very honest with you, what the narcissist experiences a lot of times borderlines to me on schizophrenia, which is they hear voices. And a lot of people and a lot of these channels don't want to admit that shit, but it's true. And the voices in their head tell them a lot of times, oh, look, you ain't shit. If you was worth anybody talking to, then, you know, you'd have people calling your phone right now, you know. And this is what causes the narcissist's constant attention seeking. This is what causes them a lot of times to seek attention from people, excessive amounts of attention, because their survival mechanism, which is ego, and we all have one, their survival mechanism has been in their innermost thoughts, telling them what made them something. And the ego is all about the outside, but it was created in us to protect us from danger. And so the narcissist ego is a bit different, which is why they gather their self-esteem out of the dirt, because they have to gather it from an existential source. It has to be outside of them. They cannot even generate that on the inside of themselves. To be very honest with you, when you have to generate everything from the outside, it is a tiring thing. You're constantly on stage. You're constantly performing. You're constantly trying to get people to like you and accept you, and you ain't even a real motherfucker. Okay? And so when they meet authentic people that know how to love and that know how to be with people and know how to, you know, be real and can keep their word and they don't have to manipulate, not only are they jealous, but they're going to compete with you. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand, that when they get into these situations with these narcissists, they do the things they do because they are competing against you. They are jealous of you not having to live the way that they live. Okay? And they live a very fucked up daily existence where I got to constantly be seeking approval from people, where I got to jump into, promiscuous situations. You meet a person and you feel like, okay, they looked at me, I looked at them, I need to have sex with them, or I ain't shit, or I'm less of a man, or I'm less of a woman. You turn down my femininity if I don't get you, no matter if the person married or in a relationship or whatever. This is what they feel. It's about quantity and not quality of people. It's about quantity. So how many sexual excursions they have makes them feel like they're loved, that they're worth being around. So you'll meet men and women that are narcissists that feel like this makes them desirable. Everybody want me. Everybody don't want you. You're a whore. Everybody knows you're easy. Everybody knows that they can have it and you'll give it up right away. That's what that is. It's not you're popular. It's not you're backed by popular demand. It's just that you've become someone that people demand when they want something real quick and easy. They ain't got to put much into. See, so again, a law of attraction falls into the narcissist sphere of karma, because what you're running from, you run right into. So their need to compete and be better and creating havoc in the lives of their partners by, competing and tearing them down to build themselves up, to hide that sense of inadequacy, inferiority. What ends up happening is that they run right into that same feeling. Again, once those who don't want anything to do with them anymore cut that off. This is why they always have to have supply lined up. They always have to have somebody waiting in the wings. Because if they're alone, their ego's going to tear their ass up. Their ego's going to tell them, you ain't worth shit. Look at you. You done ran that motherfucker off like you ran the last motherfucker off. Look at you. Look at you, ain't shit. They don't even want to talk to you no more. You ain't shit. Look at you. And they don't like to be alone because their thoughts will literally eat them alive with insults. And they go back to an even lower state of inadequacy and inferiority. Okay. And because they're going through that, they normally have to push that feeling off on you because they trying to get rid of it. They're trying to expel it like you would like the Exorcist movies. Oh, I'm cast a demon out. They want to cast that demon out, but they want to cast it onto you. But what happens is in their situations and in their competitive nature, that most people are unwilling to take on a character flaw that isn't theirs. Yeah, you might make them question it for a little bit and manipulate them into thinking that it's them, but once they wake the fuck up, they're like, oh no, this is you. This is your problem. And this is what's got you out here like that. Then it's easier for them to cut the cord and let you destroy yourself, because you will. What you're running from, you're going to run right into. You're going to be inferior your whole life. You're going to be a lesser than your whole life because of your predominant mental attitude. In the law of attraction, you attract what you feel about yourself, how you view life. That's what attracts the opportunities as well as the life lessons that you'll experience based on your predominant mental attitude towards yourself and others. Okay? So anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. I just wanted to, get that out to you guys really quickly. And just let you know I'm still here. I'm still rocking with you. And I want to go into more videos later on that where we can still talk about narcissistic abuse, but really what I want y'all to do is start getting past this. So my next video is going to be based in recovery and using the law of attraction in your recovery, okay, to transform. Okay, everybody, so this is Faith Williams with Something About Faith, and there is definitely something about faith. So I want you guys to keep the faith, heal, be prosperous, and like, share, and subscribe, boys and girls, and I will catch you guys later. Bye-bye.